Sungrow has been one of Australia's best performing batteries for many years, but in 2026, is it still worth considering or is it actually falling behind a bit? G'day everyone, Dan and Matt here from GI Energy. Today we're talking about Sungrow batteries. One of the most popular batteries in Australia, certainly one of the most popular inverters in Australia for a very long time. One of their biggest selling points and reasons that we've recommended them is because of that trading history. They're just a really robust, huge company that has been servicing this region for a really long time. Even probably more than that is the level of support that they offer. So we have a ongoing relationship with Sungrow, and maybe we get some preferential treatment there because we install a lot of them and we always have, so we have some contacts there that might help us a little more than others, but generally speaking their support is brilliant, and you know that is the case across the board just by speaking to other installers at events. So those are the two real keys, aren't they, to their longevity and their success in this industry. But they do have a great battery range as well, don't they?
Yeah, I think it's always been the fact that because the batteries are modular by design, so you could start with a pretty modest size, potentially as low as 9.6 kilowatt hours, but ultimately have a single stack up to 40 kilowatt hours on 3-phase as well, and that you can have multiple stacks on the same inverter, I think has always been quite an important thing, because in some areas you get locked out for the inverter capacity with the local distributor. So single phase, 3-phase, obviously the modular design, you can always find that pretty sweet spot looking at a client's consumption, obviously how much power they take from the grid, if there's existing solar, obviously ensuring you can fill the battery as well, plus obviously factoring in any future changes, and you can always add to it as well. So I think that's always been, because it's, I'd say so modular, if that's a term, but the way it's designed just fits the brief for pretty much every home.
Yeah, 100%. They are they're a very expandable battery, aren't they? They've got that great range there, which is represented with the SBR for the smaller batteries and the SBH for the larger stacks that you mentioned. They also have a good commercial range. So I think most people watching this are homeowners, but just briefly to touch on it, they've recently included a 110 kilowatt hybrid inverter, which I love. And the batteries that go with that, you can stack up to multiple megawatt hours in size. There are some limitations around how much per inverter, but even that's improving. So later this year, you're going to be able to do more per inverter. So they have an ST range as well, which is more sort of getting towards that more utility scale. So they cover a lot of bases with their batteries. But are they getting left behind? Because the batteries like SIG Energy, and I know GoodWe have a newer one as well, that incorporates a bit more tech. We have other videos on the SIG Energy battery that goes into a lot of detail about that, but just very briefly, when they brought their battery out, it had improved safety features, which were new and innovative. It had the ability to AC and DC couple. It had the parallel design, which means that you can mix and match different size modules without losing efficiency on newer ones. Better EV charging, so they had the DC charger as well as a few different AC chargers, all within their own ecosystem, which was quite unique at the time. What else am I missing there? There was basically a lot of new stuff, wasn't there, all bundled into that battery. I think I have missed a couple of bits off there, but Sungrow haven't done all of that. So do you think they're getting left behind there?
I guess you could look at it either way there. I think they know what they do really well. They want to deliver a really robust, well-built, safe battery that's obviously got multiple options on capacity. They haven't necessarily focused at the time of recording on some of those things that are probably more so in their infancy, and I'm talking more there about that sort of DC charger, vehicle to home, vehicle to grid, that obviously in the next few years will really start to become a bit more mainstream. So I believe they will figure that out, and obviously a way to incorporate it to their system. But I think the way they've really looked at it is they know they have an awesome product. It fits the brief for a lot of people, and then maybe in the future they shift to those things. The battery can integrate with VPPs, which have been really popular. So I think it's definitely ticked a lot of boxes there. But if you are a real techie person that wants to have full control over your hot water system directly through the system, a pool heater, a third-party car charger, lots of appliances that people have that won't necessarily be part of that solar ecosystem yet, you can now do that with certain products.
Yeah.
So to be balanced there, at the time of recording this, Sungrow isn't able to incorporate that. You can do it with a third-party hot water timer switch,
yeah,
and obviously set the hours, but you can't have that work off excess solar. They have an AC EV charger that can do those things with the battery installed.
With the hybrid inverter only.
With the hybrid only. So definitely ticks that box for a lot of people with an EV, but if you want to do really fast DC charging, or have that V2X, so vehicle to grid, vehicle to home, innovation, it's not there yet. So I think there's a balance there in terms of it's got good tech, but not necessarily market leading tech.
Yeah, I think that's a good way of summing it up. And I don't think they've fallen behind, just for my 2 cents. I just think exactly what you said is that they've chosen the lane there.
Yeah.
They're doing very well.
Yeah.
They always have done. And because these other batteries are doing different things, they're not jumping on the bandwagon and copycat tactic, to try and catch up. They're doing their own thing and they're doing it very well.
Yeah.
It just comes down to who's it for and who's it not for. And as you briefly mentioned there, not every battery is for everybody, which is why we offer a range of the ones that we feel are reputable. So Sungrow is for a lot of people. It's not for everyone. If you are that tech person, if you do want a really energy dense battery, if you want the EV things that you talked about, or the hot water, intelligent charging, maybe it's not for you. But if you want something that is tested, proven here in Australia, that has brilliant support, that's why we install a lot of them, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I don't think it's getting left behind. I just think it's a different value proposition.
Yeah, I mean, we install loads of Sungrow, and I love to recommend it for people because you just know if there's ever a problem or something happens, you get an answer really quickly.
Yeah.
So you can get back to the end user and say, yep, we're on it. This is what's going to happen. Nothing makes me feel better than having that peace of mind. And I know a lot of people watching this, they want to install a battery. They want to know in 5 years, in 10 years, if something goes wrong, there's someone to call.
Yeah.
And that's obviously the installer on one level, but it's also the manufacturer, because that's where a lot of things fall down. So, as I said, you've got a really safe battery that can do pretty much what the majority of homeowners wish to do with the system.
Yeah.
There's a few things that other products may do better with, like I said, car charging options potentially. But if you're looking for peace of mind, a company that's been around since 1997, no one else has got that track record. You know what I mean? And that support. So I think it really covers off those that are looking for a safe investment.
I think what it comes down to is what we talk about in a lot of our videos is getting it right from the beginning.
Yeah.
What I mean by that is making sure that your consultation is done correctly, so you're getting the right battery for you. If anybody's just installing Sungrow or just installing Sig Energy or just installing any type of battery, really, in our opinion, that's not the correct approach. The correct approach should be look at the load profile, consult with the customer and understand what they need for the battery size and for the backup and for this, while we're talking about it, for the solar panels on the roof, and everything that falls into that overall system. And then the product selection should come off the back of that consultation, rather than just, this is the best battery, everyone should have it, which usually means that the company prefers that because it has a better profit margin, or it's just easier to sell one type of product, right the way through from stock ordering to getting better pricing, to training your sales team to sell one type of product. It's just easier, isn't it? But I think if you get that consultation right, then you'll find out whether Sungrow is for you or not. And if anybody's saying it has to be Sungrow right off the bat, I'd probably then maybe get another quote or ask a few more questions around, what it can and can't do for you. I think that's fair, isn't it?
Yeah, spot on. As I said, it's awesome, and it might be recommended for the right reason, but like anything, you don't just go and get, look at one particular TV or something else. You probably look at a couple of different ones. Even within the Sungrow, you've still got the SBR and the SPH battery. So you've still got two options there on which model is right for you, and that might come down to the capacity, the space, a couple of other things, single phase, three phase. So we still want to nut out what the right option is. So it's just getting that first consultation and design correct. Yeah, absolutely. I think we've covered off pretty much everything there. So as always, we're going to put a link to our battery guide in the description to this video. You can click that link, download it free of charge. I think anybody that's looking for a battery or potentially even has recently installed one has found that quite helpful.
If you've got direct questions, please feel free to get in touch with us directly or just put them in the comments and we'll do our best to answer them. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch.
Thank you.